You're listening to The Jeff Crilley Show on Talk Radio 1190.
Well, folks, I have a confession to make. I must have been living under a rock because I had no ideas these places existed. But it's really a cool trend in team building. My next guest is Nick Madden. He's the owner of Red Door Escape Room. Welcome to The Jeff Crilley Show.
Jeff, thank you so much for having me.
Okay, for those who also have been living under a rock, explain what an escape room is.
An escape room is a team-based activity where groups of people come together and figure out puzzles and hints and clues to escape from a series of rooms.
So like walkie-talkies, the whole bit, they're talking to each other?
Absolutely. It's awesome. So we have a couple different scenarios. Some of them you're split up with your team to start, and you have to figure out how to communicate and work together and then unite to escape. And then others, you're with your team the whole time, and others you compete, and we have a wide variety of rooms.
I mean, does it feel like you're in a TV show, like a Mission Impossible type thing?
Absolutely. That's what we go for. We go for the most immersive environment possible. So just to paint the picture for you, in our Prison Break episode, when you get in that first room with the team, there's bars, the walls are stone, you feel like it's a prison cell, and the object is to escape from that cell into the warden's office, into the interrogation chamber, and kind of progress through a 4D experience where you can touch and feel everything.
So tell us some stories from different companies that have come in. I mean, does it really kind of glue the team together in a way that they can't find at the office?
Oh, absolutely. I think that we've had American Airlines, Walgreens, Olive Garden come through, and what they love is that it takes the pressure off kind of forced communication, and it's natural because there's a goal. So we have, you have 60 minutes to make it through this series of rooms, and it's very kind of, you need to collaborate in order to get out, and people who maybe previously had been quieter are now called upon to use different types of intelligence. So, sometimes you're reading things, sometimes you're just connecting the dots, sometimes you're smelling things, sometimes it's completely sensory. So it really brings forth different skills, and I think the beauty of it is that you begin to understand some of your teammates a lot better when you previously might have only known them in a work environment behind a screen.
Yeah, and you think you make a good point, because somebody might be a star at work. They're the best salesperson, but they're lousy at a game like this, and then the person that everybody in the office had been ignoring suddenly gets to be a hero.
Absolutely, and there's no real way to it's completely unexpected what you're going into, so there's no real advantage that you're going in, so it really honestly levels the playing field between managers and employees, and it's kind of everyone's on the same field.
Do you think it's good for the boss to be there, or do employees act different when the boss is in the room, even if it's an escape room?
Honestly, the first 5 minutes, maybe they act a little different until you realize we just need to complete this goal and escape, and then all titles go out the window. I think it's awesome for the boss to be there, and some bosses like we allow, managers to watch the game if they want, if they're, seeing how their team works together, and there's value in that. But I think you get the most out of the experience when you're in there with your team.
Wow. Where does this trend, where did it start?
Yeah, so it started about 10 years ago in Japan, and it really spread throughout Eastern Asia and Europe. And I mean, overseas, it's super popular, kind of very late to the game, coming to the U.S. only over the last 4 years, I'd say. And we were one of the first ones in Dallas. We used to be called The Escape Room, and now we're Red Door Escape Room. And we're really trying to be cutting edge and take over the market here.
I know there is a lot of competition out there, but you really distinguish yourself. I mean, what do you do that your competition is not doing?
Most of what we do is really architect for team bonding. So that means we have a corporate suite that people can go in for not just corporations, but birthday parties and groups that really are looking for that kind of put your phone away, get together with the people that you love, whether it's colleagues or friends. And we offer more games so that you can come back and play a variety. And then our games are super different. So like our Prison Break episode is way different than our CSI investigation, which is way different than Once Upon a Time. So they're just super diverse.
Are you always kind of inventing? Are you always thinking about, okay, what if we did a room like this?
All the time. Literally the first thing that people say when they come out is, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we were stranded on an island and we had to do this? Or, and I'm constantly thinking about the next cool ways to make you feel like you're, James Bond, or like you're, Indiana Jones, like just cool ways to bring that to life.
I think that's awesome. What about birthday parties or just family gatherings? I mean, how small a group, how large a group?
Yeah, so that's the beauty of we have a 7,000 square foot facility, so we can bring groups up to 100 people through, but we can also create kind of an intimate environment for 10 of your closest friends for a birthday party. And we also can do little customizable things in the game. So say that we've had a lot of wedding proposals, and people will weave in kind of maybe a cute story or something, and the ring will be in the last clues. And
cool.
It just works out really well. It's awesome.
When a groom approaches you about a engagement, do you get excited?
It's super exciting. We get to be creative again and kind of think through, okay, how are we going to tweak this story to make it just perfect for him? Because it's such a special moment.
Has the bride ever said no?
No, we haven't. We haven't seen that.
You don't get out of this room.
No. We've actually caught a couple on film just through little keyholes and stuff, because we really actually, one thing we try never to break kind of character or go inside the room in any sense. So the only way we can catch it is by sneaking through a keyhole and catching a video or something. So
right. You impress me as a young entrepreneur. Do you have visions of taking this nationwide, or how large is your vision?
Absolutely, we're shooting big, and we're going to make it happen. We have our second location being built in Plano right now. We're looking at the Fort Worth area. We've got a location being built in Sacramento, looking at one in San Diego, and I'd like to be the greatest escape room in the United States.
Wow. When you're on vacation or you're taking a trip, do you ever get a chance to experience other escape rooms and see what they're doing, or do you pay no attention to them?
No, I pay a lot of attention to them. I've played over 50 escape rooms. I've done every single one in every city that I've been to, and I love taking pieces and learning from them because we're definitely not a proud company. We take a lot and collaborate with a lot of other owners. It's a very collaborative industry because everyone wants to be unique and create that unique experience. So as long as you're a quality escape room, I would love to learn and talk with you. And
it sounds like you really are hitting all of the senses. You even talked about the sense of smell. Now tell me about that.
That's an interesting one. So, for instance, we might have a kind of I'll paint the picture like a Japanese dojo where you have different things of incense, and there's smells that you might know really well, and you might need to match that smell with a picture of the thing that you're smelling, whether it's a rose or mint or something. We try not to go too nuts on that one because some people can't smell well and then you get frustrated. But there's really clever ways. I mean, the sense of touch to feel something you can't see. That's a cool thing that we do, and there's a lot of different senses you can bring in.
I have a theory that most adults are just big kids and they want to play. Do you ever get the person who's like, okay, what's this about? What's the boss making me do? And then 5 minutes later, they're like losing their mind because they're having so much fun.
Oh yeah, we find that one person typically drags the group along to come, and then everyone leaves with 5-star reviews. They just have a great time, and maybe they complain for the first 5 minutes until you realize that the goal is real. You're really in the room. There's no option but to immerse yourself, and then it's super fun. And we also ask people to put their phones away, which is very liberating for some people. You can actually watch them have the difficulty of putting their phones down, but even that has amazing effects for communication just for an hour. I know
that team building is big business. I mean, there's ropes courses out there and rock climbing. How would you differentiate what the escape room vibe is from traditional team building activities?
Yeah, so I think the beauty of it is it's not very physically demanding. So we can be kind of accessible to all different audiences, and we're ADA compliant. You can get folks of all different shapes and sizes able to play the games, and it really, because it calls upon different skill sets. I mean, when you're doing a ropes course, your strength is the skill set. It's kind of strength and dexterity. We've got some dexterity. You've also got some intellect. You've also got some intuition. You've also just got the exploring the room. I mean, when adults come in with their kids love just finding things in the room, and it's just fun to find stuff. So it's awesome.
Talk about prices and hours and days.
Yeah. So we're $28 a person, and we are open Monday through Saturday. We're a Christian company. We're not open on Sundays. And we are open from 10 in the morning, and our last episode's at, I think, 10:40 at night. It's very, very accessible.
And what's the website?
RedDoorEscape.com.
Outstanding. Well, you've been a great guest. Let's have you back again.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay, when we come back, an all-star on the football field is now scoring touchdowns in the vodka industry. I'll tell you what that's all about next on The Jeff Crilley Show.
More of The Jeff Crilley Show coming up.